Alright everyone, you are all very welcome to another vlog. I remember maybe last year during the Dublin Championships or the year before, I done a voiceover for the Dublin Cross Country Championships, and I haven't done one since, so we are bringing them back. A solo episode of the podcast, especially after this vlog, is definitely due and definitely on the cards. But this is the IUAA Road Relays. I was actually racing today. On your screen as of right now, the women are setting off for their race, and the DCU women got second and the DCU men also got second. So an absolutely really great performance from the men and women DCU teams. But yeah, funny enough, I was racing today. Like I mentioned, a solo episode of the podcast is definitely on the cards to give a huge update, because so much has happened in terms of my running over the past couple of weeks, maybe coming up to a month, over a month at this point since the last solo episode of the podcast, where I've spoken about what is actually going on with my running. This race, and I'm recording this the day of the race, so the day of recording yesterday, I found out I was racing in the road relays. I signed up before I got a little bit of a knock, and then I've been suffering with a bit of a niggle on the inside of my shin over the past couple of weeks, that I touched on in the last solo episode of the podcast, but definitely do need to go into more detail in that sense in the next solo episode of the podcast. So I have been nursing that injury for a little while now, but before I got it, I signed up obviously for the road relays, because I was doing a couple of track sessions, I was doing a couple Saturday cross country sessions, I'd done the Rathfarnham 5k. I didn't think I'd have another, not major, but another setback this season. On your screen now you see Sarah Bates and a Clonliffe lady running through there for Maynooth, the Maynooth president of athletics in Maynooth, as well as getting content today for the DCU Instagram page as well. So if you think it's a little bit DCU heavy, yeah, I was a little bit biased today, but take it up with someone who cares. I really don't care. But yeah, so it was literally only yesterday, and when the team sheet came out for the race, I remembered I signed up, and I couldn't not show up and not race. So I texted my coach, and he was like, would you be able to get around for a mile? And I was like, okay. I was put down for the 2 mile, so I asked someone to swap with me, and they said yeah, but then when we got here today to the race, I felt kind of bad, and because realistically if I was doing the 1 mile, I wouldn't want to swap with someone to end up doing the 2 mile, and the person that I wanted to swap with is also carrying a bit of a knock at the moment, or was with a bit of a calf knock, so definitely didn't want to, I suppose, affect their running, because I wanted to swap with them. So I sucked it up and I done the 2 mile. I quite made a little bit shortly here now. We're into the men's race, you seen this is heading into the second leg of the men's race. Here I am getting the I suppose imaginary baton off Barry and heading into my 2 mile. Set off at a steady pace. There were like 2 lads up ahead of me, 2 lads behind me. I set off at a steady pace, and this race, in comparison to the Rathfarnham 5k, maybe I'm gonna say 600-700 meters into the start of my leg, I was able to actually relax. And now on your screen here you see Daniel Stone and Darren McElhenney getting ready to set off on their 3 mile leg. So it was 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, so they're heading off into their 3 mile leg. Here's Michael Murphy heading off into his 3 mile leg. Daniel Stone and Darren McElhenney get the baton at literally the exact same time, and they race off ahead, they do. But yeah, I set off. I felt good in terms of the niggle today. I have been working with a physio as well over the past couple of weeks, building up strength. That's what I mean. I need to do a full episode of the podcast talking about it. Here I am on the screen now in the finish. After the 600 or 700 meters, I started to relax and feel good. I still had over 2k to run, and I'm really feeling the effects of it here now after the race. No physical pain, just really tired. This lady here is gonna come over to me, you can see on the left of your screen, and help me up. But yeah, I'm having a really tough time after this race, flat out on the ground. And the split, I wasn't too happy with the time that I ran. I actually thought I ran a little bit quicker. This lady doesn't know she's about to stand on my head, but now she is going to help me up. So yeah, came through the first mile. And I was feeling okay. I definitely could have been feeling worse. Two lads were coming up behind me and kind of were sat beside me for the majority of the second lap. And they ended up taking me over, and I ended up catching one of them coming into the final straight of my leg. And now you're going to see a wholesome moment between me and Jack here as well, as he's running with Trinity, and it gives me his bottle of water to sip on. And now a lot of the DCU lads are coming in, finishing the 3 mile leg. Here's Darren McElhenney coming into his last leg on the 3 mile, an absolutely amazing performance by him. And Daniel Stone coming in, our first DCU lad, currently sitting in second place just behind Darren McElhenney. Absolutely great run by Daniel Stone, obviously behind the best athlete in the country at the moment. Definitely a tune-up race for him with the National Cross Country Championships in 2 weeks time, and here he is finishing off and handing over the baton for the next 2 mile leg, and Daniel Stone coming in to do the exact same thing. This is the 2 mile leg starting now for DCU, and for UCD there is Michael Murphy handing off as well. He had a great run. He has his eyes set on European standards. So does Colin O'Reilly for another year to represent Ireland over in Berlin at the European Championships. Really great run from everyone on the day, but in particular all the DCU lads. We give a shout out to Jack Woods over in Trinity, and of course Keane as well, who was in racing for DCU. Of course, we now have Luke McCann about to take the baton for UCD in their last leg, and the UCD team was just absolutely stacked. Here's Colin O'Reilly coming in to hand the baton over to Finn Woodger for DCU's last leg, but Luke McCann absolutely just runs off it, obviously an on athlete. Here's Leon, who's been having the season of his life this year, another Clonliffe man. It was a really great day. Everyone had really great runs, DCU out in absolute force, not only on the men's side but of course on the women's side as well. Not shortly now you will be seeing Luke McCann from UCD though coming back in to take the gold medal position, I suppose, for UCD, with DCU following close behind. And here he is, the man of the hour, absolutely stacked team for UCD. Luke McCann securing that gold position, and now we have Finn Woodger of DCU snagging the silver for DCU. Really great final leg from him. But yeah, no, I'm happy with my race overall. With the physio giving me a plan now that I'm going to start on Monday, so hopefully the pain stays at bay after the race today. But I hope you all enjoyed. Once again, well done to everyone who raced today. Everyone had an absolute stormer. So and for everyone watching at home, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.